Good evening. We're back. Commentary team. Yeah, been a while, but I'm not racing this season, so I thought I'd join back up with you.
Some would say it is. Some would say it is a comedy. So a few changes to this season. Real world weather is now coming into play. So whatever the weather is at the track, around 1 o'clock on the day of the race will be the weather for it. So this round one coming from Donington Park National. As usual, the British weather. We have light rain for today.
Little light rain. Not heavy rain. Oh no, just a little dash.
And then also for I think 4 of the races there's going to be a slight difference to the weather as well. So 2 of the races will have 2 weather slots where they'll start as weather on the day and then it'll go random, and then 2 of the races out of the 12 or 11 rounds, I think it's 11 or 12, they will have rain following it as well. So mixing it up this season, so should definitely hopefully mix up the field a little bit, especially on the random weather races. Who knows what's going to happen with them. I think they'll probably have to put tuning allowed on that, so you can pit in and choose your tyres. They haven't...
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be interesting actually. I wonder what they'll do with that. And teams are also back this season as well, so I'll just bring up the teams list and we'll see who James thinks is going to take it for the teams. The race will start soon. They're just waiting for one of our last month's favourite RCF Polo to come in. He's just running a couple of minutes late, so hopefully it won't be too long. So teams this time we've got Scott McFall.
MOG thumbs up. We'll be back next week.
Cool. I'm guessing that would have been Martin Brinkworth there that's just messaged saying that he'll be back next week. He's obviously at Alton Park at the moment watching the British GT. I'll be there on Monday. But teams this season, so we've got Team 1, we've got Scott McFall, which is WRT, Scott McFall and NGR Fraser. Team 2, we've got Greener Army 2009 and Shockshaft. Shockshaft new to the season, so we'll see how that one falls out. Team 3, RCF Polo and NGR Scooby. That's a hell of a team, that one. That's a hell of a team. Team 4, NGR Mad Marshall and Cam 123 Diz. Mad Marshall, normally one of the back runners. We'll see, he's now got a wheel and pedal, so he might step up this game this season. Team 5, Graham Ward Racing. He's shown very good potential in the last couple of races that he appeared in. Very good in qualifying. Luck wasn't really on his side during the races though. And Ayatel with him. So again, Ayatel, quite a good mid-pack racer there. So that's not a bad team. Team 6, NGR Miga and RS Jim. That's a very good team. And then Team 7, the Hon, GWBLE and Edu Pro Driver 2. So Edu again, Luck started off strongly last season, but then Luck sort of slipped away from him. And the last team, Shadowstalker DBS and NGR Martin. So Shadowstalker again, you know, he's there every race. He is one of the back runners, but he's got NGR Martin with him, so that's, you know, that's not a bad part. That's not a bad team up for him. Sadly, NGR Martin not racing tonight, so he'll probably have a filler racing for him. It looks like RDJ124 might be the filler for NGR Martin tonight. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. I think Cam, the host of the lobby, is going to give RCF a few minutes. And that, but looking at those teams there, who are you? Who are you thinking, James?
Yeah, I mean, Scooby's team, as I say, looks strong. I mean, any team with Cam. I mean, Cam's always at the front. If Mad Marshall can get used to the wheel quickly and it improves his time, and he'll move up the field, so that team will have a chance as well. I think it's really difficult to say who's going to win races, who's going to come out as the top team as well, with this new element of the random weather and sort of real world weather as well. So it does really sort of bring it down to a bit more of a level playing field in that respect. So I think we may see some surprises.
Yeah, so I was speaking to Cam before, so feelings from the lobby and the people involved in the league. Let's have a look who the favourites were. So their favourites are team.
Guys, we'll wait 1 more minute.
Okay, so that's Cam just saying he's going to wait 1 more minute. That's fine. It gives us time just to chat through this anyway. So Team 1, Team 3 and Team 6 are favourites for the season. So 1, 3 and 6. Yeah, that's... You know, they're the teams with the big names in, really. Just trying to bring.
So who are you going to put your money on for this race? 23 laps. It's quite a long race in terms of its duration. So
to be honest, since we've run Clio Cups, I think this is the first time that real weather has been involved with it. I'm just loading up the chat as well on the YouTube stream just to see.
Yeah, get your comments.
Gary George, pies.
Oh, we'll talk about pies at some point, don't you worry, Gary.
Yeah, pies will be mentioned.
Let's get it started. Yeah, come on. Turn 1 on lap 1's going to be interesting with, you know, I mean, it's a great corner for the first turn in at Donington, so...
Yeah, with these little Clios, though, I'm pretty sure they're still running stock setup as well. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that stock setup is one that's run with this. So we'll see how the wet weather comes into play. But yeah, who do I think's going to take it? Oh, I've just just press the button on the remote there. Who do I think's going to take it? NXTGEN, obviously, he's one that's, you know, definitely one to watch. Cam, he's, you know, last season's champion. The race is starting now as well, so RCF will hopefully join during the race. Unfortunately, he's not going to be tracked on our screens here now, sadly, but we'll try and make the best of the situation that we can with him. There's only one that will have to sort of work out where he is anyway, so it's not too... We've done it before, we shall succeed again. Yeah, NXTGEN, Gary George, we'll see how he gets on in the wet. Scooby as well, Fraser. Cam, Cam every season has just improved, and I'm sure he'll have been practicing before the race with rain as well. This is obviously it'll be mentioned quite a few times tonight, but it is something new to the season. It is definitely going to mix things up here.
Yeah. So am I in charge of the camera? Or
yes, it looks like you're in charge of the cameras there as well. So I will just commentate on what James throws onto the screen for me. So there's LGR Fraser leading the way at the moment. We'll see if he can make it round. I mean, it says light rain, but there's a lot of water being kicked up by the tyres there. But typical British weather. There's been a lot of races.
It's the Easter weekend, so it's guaranteed to pour it down.
There's been a lot of races going on throughout the UK today. You've had the UK Touring Car, the TCR Championship, British GT, British F3, so yeah, VW Cup. So there's been quite a bit of going on. But we will concentrate on the Clio Cup tonight. So just watch Fraser. It is the national light of the circuit, so nice short lap anyway. So it won't be too long before time's come. It looked like really throughout the field, a lot of them got round quite well, to be fair.
Yeah. Wet weather tyres doing, you know, a better job on the outlap than the slicks do.
Yeah, and obviously, like most of these are seasoned racers in the Clio Cup now, so they'll know not to push it too hard. They'll know just to ease it round. It's only race 1, so there's the balls that just appeared.
Yeah, I'll just put the map on so people can see how everyone is positioned on the track.
So here comes Fraser down Cascades. Oh, almost getting sideways there. Gets it through the old hairpin. He's driving it well by the looks of it here.
We were actually at Donovan last week. It was a good day.
Yeah, went to media day for the British touring cars. It's a great track, Donington, to be fair.
Yeah. I think most of the circuits on the touring car sort of thing now have their own sort of unique sort of good bits, you know. The one that I don't really like that much is Rockingham. Doesn't really do it for me, but each to their own. As Fraser is set to put the first time on the board.
Yeah, he got a little bit out of shape going through the S's there, but we'll see. He's obviously going to put the first time in, so 119. WRT Scott McFall there in second, just behind him NXTGEN. Oh no, someone has gone first with a 118, so that's NGR Amiga. So
pretty consistent sort of range there, you know, 4 seconds between first and seventh. Yeah, that's not too much of a gap. So those who are a little bit sort of slower out on the pace will hope to close that down a little bit before the end.
Yeah, so we started a thing last season. It was the 1 second club, just to see how many could get within a 1 second of each other during qualifying. At the moment, it's just 2 of them in there. So that's Fraser and NGR Amiga. So NGR Amiga teammates with, who was it? NXTGEN.
Yeah.
So teammates running first and sixth.
Just the sort of the water collects on the track. It doesn't make it easy. You know, that sort of model that SMS have developed for the water and the way that it sits on the surface is quite unique, but it does pose its own challenges, especially if you stick a wheel in it and end up flaming sideways, which is quite easy to do.
Yeah, now as the race progresses, you will see a dry line start to form. It is actually more noticeable since recent updates as well, so you should with 23 laps you should see that form. Oh, get back end, gets a little bit out there on Amiga, but keeps it going. He hasn't improved on his lap time either. It doesn't look like anyone is. NXTGEN, I think, is. No, it wasn't NXTGEN. Could have been NXTGEN just behind him.
Yeah, I think it was.
NXTGEN actually has been pushed down to 10th, so he was in 6th. So Cam is in 5th at the moment.
See if he can pick up the pace in.
So newcomer to the league this season.
Lap times being invalidated.
Yeah, you'll see that NXTGEN slowing down there. Maybe he had a slowdown penalty. A slowdown penalty on qualifying, but he came to almost a stop there. But
do your graphics look a bit blocky at points on the wheels and that?
Not that I've noticed.
Mine just looks a little bit, you know, like, I don't know, Gran Turismo, the original sort of graphics on the wheels.
No, wheels are looking fine. But newcomer to the league are WRT Scott McFall. I mean, he has raced in a few races as well, but it looks like this is his first full Clio season. From what I remember, he might have been in a few seasons ago, but for a while he hasn't been with us. But he's currently in 3rd at the moment. So we're on board with NXTGEN now.
Seems a little bit slow going through the turn 1 there, but might have just been as we joined him. Let's see how he does go through the old hairpin.
So he gets it, nicely, I was going to say nicely angled for the old hairpin there. He's slightly down on his time at the moment, not too much though. Could easily pull that time back. There's a sign on the track there where someone's obviously been off. And just see how much he's had to feather it through. He seems to slow down, whether there's standing water on the track there, and it's a little bit. Yeah, he's now almost half a second down on his lap time. So I don't think he's going to be moving up the table with this lap. So makes his way through the S's across the line, but yeah, I don't think we'll see him improve on that. Now, Amiga at the moment, who's in the top spot, is currently in the pits. We've got Edu now on screen, he's 6th, so Scott McFall now got on the screen.
So far on his debut.
Think I might have pole. The track just gets wetter the longer it gets into qualifying.
Yeah, so Gary George there. I think he already thinks he's got pole, because he's now saying obviously the longer qualifying goes on, the track does get wetter, but don't forget about that dry line. That will appear in the track, but is there going to be enough cars out on track to get that dry line done?
I think if it stays as a steady stream, the light rain, I think it will just continue to gather, really. It will just be sort of repositioned at different points. So I think trying to find that line, the ideal line, is going to be a real challenge, because the water's now sort of spread across the surface right the way through. So any alternate lines are no good either.
I think what would be good if it could be implemented into the game is if it was light rain. There's Scott McFall going into the pits. If it sort of like rained and then it would stop raining for like a couple of minutes and then it just rains lightly again. Whereas this is like, you know, if I was standing outside and go, oh, a bit of light rain, I'd be saying it's pissing down, to be fair. But I mean, look at that, loads of people in the pits. I think a lot of people are just saying they're not going to be able to improve on what they've got. Like Gary George said in the comments there, it's pretty much not going to get any drier. It's just going to stay wetter. It might be worth though staying out, just getting used to the conditions, and just figuring out where you can push the car that little bit more. It doesn't really matter if you make any mistakes, because you can just go back to the pits. I think this is what Edu's doing. Edu's just going for it. It's like, Edu's probably played a good game here. He's actually letting the back end get out, fighting it, and just getting the car under control. So he's sort of
testing its limits.
Yeah, you know, it only takes a little knock in these cars to send it a little bit out of shape. So that's probably not a bad plan from Edu here. That could play into his favour during the race. But RS Jim now in 10th. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any change in the qualifying.
Shadow Stalker again, always racing every week with us without fail.
Yeah, it's currently in 12th. It's not a bad position for him.
Also Greener Army as well, a regular racer. Good to see him back for this season.
Yeah, another one of the back runners as well. But you know, races like this sometimes can play into your hands if it all gets bunched up at the front. A couple of people go off. Very, very slippy grass, takes a while to get back on track. You could make up quite a few positions here. And again, these guys are staying out on track. They're getting the track time put down.
Yeah, just under 10 minutes left now, so did this session sort of peak after the first lap or two?
Yeah, you see Greener Army, he's even 2 seconds down on his lap time there as well, so I think the track is getting a bit more torrential as it goes on, but my advice, get back out on track. Just get used to it. I mean, it depends if the guys have been practicing today as well. That is, it's, you know, the weather's announced at sort of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so a little bit of time to throw some wet track practice in. But maybe some of them are just pitted in, having a little snack. It's meat pie or sausage roll or something. I mean,
yeah,
during the wet weather, what would you say the ideal snack to eat would be, James?
Well, like in terms of a savoury snack here, are we?
Well, I'm not talking like a bloody eclair or a cream horn or anything. I'm talking like a good, solid, warm snack.
You know, I'd go for a nice sort of like. You're talking for me at the moment. What I would go for is like a cheese and onion pasty, or
you've got to have meat in your savoury snack. I'm afraid, James. There's no. I'm not having language like that on the channel. If you're just going to talk about cheese and onion. Cheese and onion. Where's?
If you want a light snack, right? I think if you're going on to like a little bit of like steak.
You could have a. You could have if you want a light snack. You could have.
Juicy in it.
No, you could have a. You could have a chicken. You could have a chicken. You could have a Greg's chicken slice. That's nice and light. There's nothing heavy in that.
Yeah, chicken and mushroom always good. Great combo, flavours, all that, light seasoning, beautiful. But if it was like a main meal and I was sitting down, I was like,
we're not sitting. We're at Donington. What's a breakfast pie? I've never had a breakfast pie. What's a breakfast pie? I'm guessing it's a pie that contains breakfast items.
Yeah, it's got to be like bacon, sausage, beans.
Now, if it was early morning, I would go for a breakfast pie. But I mean, if I'm standing at Donington in rain,
bacon and egg buddy.
A bacon and egg butty?
Nah, that's too fiddly, man.
I mean, that, you know, you've got the chance of the bread getting soggy.
You've got to either get under covers or you're holding your umbrella.
I would go for a steak and kidney pudding. I'd go for a steak and kidney pudding.
Yeah, with a little plastic fork, just to, you know, tuck in.
Yeah, or just eat with your hands. I'm not fussy.
What are you, a horse?
Beans, sausage, egg, bacon, black pudding.
Delightful.
Okay, so in the breakfast pies, beans, sausage, egg, bacon and black pudding. That's quite a hefty pie. That's
exactly the ingredients I just listed there, man.
That's quite a hefty pie. I'd go for that pie, to be fair.
Yeah,
so, Shockshaft, he's just joined the race, I believe. So he's not going to be getting tracked, sadly, by us. Or is he getting tracked? Oh, it says he's ninth. It says he's ninth at the moment. Maybe he hasn't just joined.
Oh yeah, good for him. Either that or he's Houdini.
It's just over 5 minutes.
No, we're 121. I mean, again. See if he can improve on his time in this lap.
Did he improve? Did he take any time off then? Well, he stayed in ninth.
It was pretty similar, I think. I don't know if he did improve. If it did, it was marginal.
But just under 5 minutes to go now. And then we've got the chaos of corner one for the race. That's going to be very, very interesting.
Do you have a toasty maker at all, or do you have like a pie maker? Do you have either one of those?
I've got a toasty maker.
I think it's standard. Do you use it though, man? How often do you actually take it out the cupboard and use it?
I'd say once every couple of months it comes out.
Really?
I like a toasty.
It's like a sort of like embarrassing family member that you have to bring out every few months. Like, here he is.
I don't think you should be embarrassed about having a toasty maker.
No, definitely not. But I say they don't get. I think they don't get used as often as they should do. I mean, mine is sort of like abandoned. I've got it. I haven't used it for a long time.
Yeah, it's normally one of them where you pull out the cupboard and you have to clean like the hardened cheese off it or something like. Because let's face it, a stable ingredient. Yeah, Shockshaft there is just 3.5 seconds over his time at the moment. So. Yeah, it's, you know, cheese is a staple ingredient to every toasty, I believe.
A little bit of ham.
Slidergus28 has just joined filling for Polo.
You do onion?
So it was Slidergus28 who just joined. Ah, yes, there he is, just at the bottom there. NGR Fraser's back out on track here. I want to see someone drift it round the S's though.
Go on.
Is Fraser going to try it? No, game over. So just under 3 minutes to go now in this qualified session for round 1 of our Clio Cup, sponsored by Max Coates. From a very wet Donington National Circuit. Let's stick with us. We will take you through the race and we'll try and catch as much of the action as possible. Oh, there's Fraser getting a drift on there. Never one to unplease the fans is Fraser. Again, Fraser, one of them where a couple of rounds last season luck just went against him. So hopefully he'll have luck on his side tonight.
Yeah, I think a few had a season that they like forget in a hurry because it, you know, one or two things didn't go their way. I mean, the season before that, Edu was probably the most improved driver, but he kind of didn't have, you know, the greatest of times in some of the races last season from being part of them. I mean, he was still competitive, but he didn't take that next step that he was looking to do after the performance the year before or season before. So hopefully he'll be back to his normal self and competing at the top end again.
Yeah, obviously a lot of eyes will be on Cam tonight as well. See how he gets on. Obviously, yeah, currently the championship winner. So a few more of them out on track now as well, just getting some last minute practice. There's Fraser just getting the back end out again. I'm sure we'll see the back end come out quite a lot tonight.
Also a good technique. I mean, if you can keep it in check, you know, you're going to get a little bit of heat into those rear tyres as well.
There you go, he's slamming on the brakes there to try to get...
It looks like a little lock up there, maybe, I don't know.
But I mean, Amiga, he's the one that's not going to have... He's out in front at the moment, so he's not going to have spray in his way or anything at the start of the race, so he's in a good position.
Definitely not nice getting sprayed in the face.
No.
Believe me.
So that is the end of qualifying.
Some say it's good for your complexion. I say no. No. I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't really give a great indication of how the race is going to go because, again, I think the early laps there for Amiga and Fraser, they got the times in and they could sort of sit back knowing that the track wasn't going to get any quicker.
Yeah, can you just bring up the timing board so we can just see who was third? So we've got, oh there we go, so Amiga, Fraser, Scott McFall third, Scooby fourth, Cam fifth, Edu sixth, Graham Ward racing seventh. What did they shook shaft, they tell? So strange not to see RS Jim in that top run of the ladder.
Right.
So everyone's just syncing up, ready for race start.
We're about to get underway.
And the green lights go for round 1 of our Clio Cup, sponsored by Max Coates. Cam getting quite a good start there as well. Amiga is leading the way at the moment. EGR Fraser still in second. But Cam making his way up to third place. I think Scooby's been pushed down a little bit here. Scott McFall down in 5th at the moment. As it reached the old hairpin.
Fraser and Amiga close already.
Yeah, still in their places that they got, but Cam has made brilliant headway here, staying as close to Fraser as he can. Fraser up both. Fraser, someone going up in the distance there. That's Scott McFall. That's a shame for him there on his maiden race out. That's not what he wanted. But this is exactly what Amiga wanted. It's just staying out in front. He's out of all the trouble at the moment. Cam trying to find his way past Fraser here.
He's trying to use the draft.
Fraser saying, no, you're going to have to do better than that.
Mistake.
No, both make it through the S's clearly. They're on board with Cam now. And you can just see how torrential conditions are out there, and this is just like rain. Cam a bit later on the brakes there as well. Sticking with Fraser, gets a very good exit from that corner. Sticking to Fraser like glue at the moment. He's got Edu just behind him there as well. This is a good top four at the moment. Oh, that's Fraser getting a little bit out of shape.
Held it well, held it well.
He's still able to keep ahead of Cam. But now side by side. Edu's just waiting for something to happen here. You can just sense something is going to happen very, very soon.
Yeah, Edu hoping to be the beneficiary if there's any sort of contact. And what's happened with Amiga, he seems to have been caught up as well. He was just maybe letting the battle behind work to his advantage, but he can't seem to shake the three cars behind him.
Yeah, he could have hit a puddle or something like that. Maybe he unsettled his car, but
we've also got a fifth car coming into the mix. I'll check who that is in a minute once we get through this corner.
I think that's Scooby, so Scooby's catching up to these guys as well. Fraser's now bringing it to him. Scooby going through the S's there. Fraser and Amiga now side by side. Amiga's going to hold this line. He's got the inside line going into red gate. Fraser's going around the outside. He's going to make that stick. Cam is going to have a go here as well. No, Amiga's still in front. Unfortunately, Amiga didn't pay off for him there. And he's now been pushed down to third. Could lose out to Edu here as well. Oh, both cars touch. Oh no, this is chaos. Cars stick together. Edu's keeping it going.
And they rejoined in the same places.
Edu's still on the grass. He's trying to get back on the track. So did Fraser get a slow down because he dropped back? I'm not sure, but Edu has managed to get a second. Here comes Ed. Oh no, Scooby and Fraser now connect. That's an absolute nightmare for NGR Fraser. Involved in two incidents there. Scooby must be on the grass. Camera's not picking him up here.
Fraser's carried on. He's managed to stay in fourth. Woo, Jesus.
Could have been a lot worse for Fraser that there as well. I said something was coming. I sensed it. But all played into Amiga's hand, who's stuck out first. Ayatel running well in fifth there.
Fifth.
But Amiga, the one who's benefited from this the most, out in first. He saw all that going on in his mirrors. So Edu now in second, followed by Cam, followed by Fraser. Ayatel just in the distance there as well. Looks like Scooby fall down to 9th place.
Jim's up to 6th.
So he's got Ayatel just in front of him there as well. He's got WRT Scott McFall, who had that little off on the first lap.
Yeah, he's not far behind now. So a few battles sort of starting to develop throughout the top 10 here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see very close battles. You can see Ayatel and RSGM aren't too far off these guys either.
No.
And as the race will progress, the dry line will form as well. So should allow those guys to catch up even more if these guys keep battling out the way they're doing. But Edu looking very good in. Cam very good on the brakes around Donington at the moment though. He seems to be a little bit later than a lot of the other people.
Yeah, and he closed in really tight there and still seems to have the good entry and exit speed. So,
Amiga taking a very wide entry line into Redgate. It goes down through Hollywood, through to the Crater Curbs. Oh, onto the grass there. Needs to be careful about doing that. Holds it well though. RS Jim
on ITL with WRT.
Oh, is ATL broke here? RS Jim's got a good run on him. Side by side here. I think RS Jim's... Is he going to be able to get past? Has he got the run on him? Yes, he has.
The inside line going in.
Sneaks in front of him. And there's WRT Scott McFall coming in for some of this as well.
Yeah, he fancies a battle here. Get a few places.
And there's Scooby in the background just behind him as well, having a fight with someone now. Like James said, battles going on all through this field.
Yeah, bit of a mistake there from Shadow.
Made it quite easy, but Shadow Stalker in 9th, running very well. He'll be very pleased with this. I think he's just going to drop down to 10th though. Yeah, he's just dropped down to 10th. Graham Ward Racing has just moved into 9th. And back with the front runners as well.
Everyone's sort of last lap times or best lap times is around about the same. 120 seems to be the race pace.
Yeah, there's not much in it. Cam is now coming down to it, goes side by side. It slots back in, snakes left, and then goes right. Really trying to push it in. Old hairpin. He's just going to stick with him. Fraser's doing very well here as well. He's just soaking up the pressure, like the ground is soaking up the rain. On board with Fraser now.
On board.
That's a good drive from Cam. Gets in second place, just about. Edu's got the inside line here though.
He'll be able to make the stick coming out. I'm a little bit wide onto the curb.
Fraser is now going to push hard here.
MOGC no evil.
Hold me! I'm excited. Come on. Oh.
Everyone played it very safe there though, no one.
I was going to say, they were all a little bit but better to make it through than not make it through at all.
But this is allowing Amiga to have quite a nice comfy lead. Amiga not really putting a foot wrong at the moment. Oh, can get a little bit off there.
So.
Fraser not able to capitalise on that.
It's like these three are joined by a piece of string.
And when will that piece of string break?
Well, RS Jim's up to 5th. So, I bet you he'll be...
Oh, Edu really on the bumper of Cam there. Not Edu, sorry, Fraser on the bumper of Cam. Edu is able to pull away a little bit as Cam has to defend from Fraser. Fraser's backed off a little bit here though. And now Cam is right back up to Edu. Cam is really bringing this pressure on. Little flash of lights from Edu there to the fans in the crowd.
Jump back. Jim and WRT and ITL, another Menage a Trois battling. So we've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th battling out 5th, 6th and 7th also. And I think Scooby's also looking to get in on that, make it a foursome.
It only takes just takes one little mistake. We're on lap of 8 out of 23 at the moment. But just one little mistake is all that's needed.
Edu had just brought it under 2 seconds, so I wondered if...
Oh, that's RS Jim getting a little bit out of shape. Scott McFall is going to be able to capitalise on this.
And ITL as well, also having a look.
Oh, has to go on the grass there. Oh, loses out a little bit there, ITL.
Now the lead is down to 1.5 seconds. It was down to a second, so I wonder if Amiga He hasn't shaken them.
It's now nearly back up to 2 seconds. Edu is gonna lose. Is he gonna lose out 2 places here? Fraser's gonna have a good run coming out of the S's. And just like that, Edu losing out. Oh, he's able to keep it in front of Fraser though. Excellent driving by Edu here. And really good driving by Cam as well.
Jim's managed to stay in 5th. WRT Scott McFall is also
side by side down, going down the crater curbs.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's the pace.
Jim's going to go for the cutback here.
Fighting back. Oh, great racing. Door to door.
This is exceptional Clio Cup racing tonight. Ayatel's still in this as well, and Scooby's coming up to him as well now. Still plenty of laps left to do it. Jim getting a little bit out of shape there as well. That corner catching quite a few of the drivers out tonight.
Yeah, not the first time we'll see it, won't be the last.
Scott McFall going to try it here. Elbows out.
He's got it, he's got the exit. Got a lot more traction coming out the corner there. Nicely done.
That was a proper elbows out move, that there.
Now is Jim going to try and dive on the inside and just force a mistake as he got the braking point?
I think Jim's one of them that won't do something that he knows. I mean, obviously it could have gone horribly wrong, and you know, look how close Scooby is to these now as well. It's probably one of those moves that you can pull off quite easy in the dry, but in the wet is a completely different story.
Yeah.
Ayatel is having a very, very good drive tonight. Probably one of the best drivers that I've seen of him in the Clio Cup Series. He's letting people know he means business in the series on the opening round. And Scott McFall pulling slightly away from RS Jim here. It's 2.5 second gap from 1st to 2nd now as well.
Yeah, that lead's increased, but we haven't hit the halfway point yet, so plenty of time for Cam. And I'll tell you what, Fraser's actually got up to 2nd, so Cam must have fell back a bit there. I wonder if he's made a mistake, but they're going to go into the chicane side by side here.
Cam a little bit later on the brakes there as well.
Door to door.
Door to door.
Yeah,
Ooh, is Fraser going to get a good run here though? Fraser just losing out a little bit there. Cam showing why he's champion of the Clio Cups. But Amiga not put a foot wrong tonight. He started in the top spot, and at the moment that's where he's staying. He certainly is king of the castle at the moment. Edu has dropped off a little bit there, might have had a slow down penalty. But as we've seen tonight, it doesn't take long for anyone to catch back up. And I don't want to jinx Amiga, but he's only really just about halfway through this race.
Yeah, he seems to be controlling the pace nicely. He seems to put in some very consistent lap times. Having said that, just join him for a bit, because you do see now and again that the lead does drop a little, but then it goes back up. So
yeah, it's almost at 4 seconds now, isn't it? So
very smooth through there. Got a bit of curb.
There's still a lot of standing water on the track. But Cam's managed to get back into 2nd as well. Gary George, don't know how, but he has messaged on YouTube saying, "I'm okay." He's done well to do that while driving.
Demigod. I think he was that far ahead, he pulled over, wrote the message, sent it, got back in the car.
but he's put...
These two are very close here.
Yeah, Amiga is just having a bit of a driver's life at the moment. But unfortunately for Cam, not the issue. He's still got Fraser right on his tail here. Fraser really making Cam work for this second place. Edu not too far in the distance either.
Little flash of the lights, is that going to signal he's going to pull a move?
No, maybe thinks better of it.
A bit of mind games with Cam there. You just see further in the background the likes of Jim and Ayatel. WRT, Scott there.
Yeah, Ayatel has got past. Oh, WRT, Scott McFall has fallen back to 8, so it looks like he's a little bit off. Scooby has now got past him here, so we've up, yeah. Now got a 4-way battle for 5th going on here.
Now, Jim's 5 seconds behind Edu, so I wonder if he's now going to be able to put in some really, really quick times and catch up to the top 4.
Yeah, Jim looked really, really fast around the old hairpin, then almost sort of driving it sideways round. So maybe he's now found his a comfy spot. His head's in the game and he's just going to push forward.
This battle up front still going on for second.
Yeah, Fraser is not letting this one go without a fight. At the moment he's on the podium, but he wants that step up. Oh, it's Edu going off into the dirt there, yeah. Just in the distance.
So Jim is making inroads into that group at the front. So Edu will definitely know that time's coming down, and he'll be looking at how many laps he's got remaining, which is 9, and he'll be thinking, Jim's going to catch me, I'm going to be under pressure, and we're going to look forward to that duel, which is hopefully going to be a lap or 2 away, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't think it'll
battle unfold here.
I don't think it'll be long before we see more battles develop. I mean, RS Jim has got 4 Clio Cups in his mirror.
It's very close here, isn't it? I mean, the fact that it's just credits to these guys that they've, you know, keeping up with Jim, who is one of the fastest drivers out there.
Here's Scooby's really bringing it to Ayatel at the moment as well. Scott McFall's still not out of this fight. Scooby apply the pressure hard, thinks about making a move through the S's here. No, he slots back in.
Yeah.
Ayatel getting a little bit on the grass there. Scooby goes left.
There. Gonna have a look on the inside. Can Ayatel defend?
I think he's got this. Down the inside, door by door. Exceptional driving from No 2 there. Contact is avoided by both drivers.
Yes, they are.
Slippy part of the track for Scooby though.
Yeah, and he has to slot back in, loses a place, but sideways for Ayatel as well, loses his place back.
Needs to defend. Oh, McFall's gonna count. It's gonna get a place from this as well. Ayatel just a little bit late getting back onto the line there to defend it. He left it open for Scott McFall. Scott McFall says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that." But Scooby G, after that, coming together with, I think it was Edu and then Fraser, has managed to move back up to 6th place. He's got 5th in his sights as well. RS Jim just not able to shake these 3.
say that. Oh. Lead just dropped at about, well, it's gone back up. It dropped to 2.5 seconds. I thought that there'd been a slight mistake from Amiga up front, but
yeah, it could
fine.
just be. Yeah, it could just be going into the braking zone.
So have you tried that Burger King burger with the 8 bits bacon on yet?
No.
It's on my to-do list this week.
Edu's still in the distance there as well. It's not a million miles away from this. This is an exceptional drive from Cam, to be fair. He's been involved in some of the close battles.
Yeah.
NXTGEN is only 4 seconds behind these, which in these conditions isn't really a lot.
I'll say I do now. I think just over, yeah, I'd say just about 4 seconds. So plenty of time for Jim maybe to break into the top 4, which I suppose, starting where he did on the grid for the start of the race, he'll probably take that as Edu in the background there again, goes off wide onto the grass.
Yeah, this is where concentration can start lacking just a little bit. Obviously, if you get off the dry line on the track, and as we've seen with Scooby going down into Craner, he can just lose the car. So the guys really need to stick to the ideal line if they can. Just see how much more controlled it was for the guys coming down Craner there. So Scooby well up to NXTGEN now.
Yeah. Probably benefiting Edu a little bit because it keeps Jim having to defend a little, not being able to push to try and close the gap up to 4.
Scooby moves on to the very wet. Yeah, needs to be careful. Very wet there.
Gonna get the better traction coming out here.
Yeah, Scooby just loses a little bit there, just moving off the line. Just needs to stick to Jim here. Might try a move in the next couple of laps if he can get a bit closer. Scooby's definitely one of them that if he sees a gap, he'll go for it. Oh, great racing from the guys tonight.
Yeah, but a few really, really good battles.
So just approaching a back mark. It might be Shadow Stalker, I believe. But I mean, he won't cause any problems for me. He'll just move out the way. I mean, yeah, there's Shadow Stalker moving onto the grass there. They've brought the lead down to about 2.5 seconds now, so they've knocked a second off it.
Yeah.
But still a comfortable lead.
Down, actually. Seems to, as I say, it fluctuates, but if they can keep it around about that, if they can chew away with it a little bit, you know, it's definitely going to play on Amiga's mind and just make him maybe focus in, because it is easy if you build a bit of a lead to maybe go into a bit of autopilot mode as he just kisses the grass a little bit there, so...
Yeah, it will add to the pressure. I don't know. Looking at it at the moment, I would say it's Amiga's race. I can't see it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can't see him putting a foot wrong. I have cursed people before though, so... Look, Cam and Fraser.
Just 2 seconds behind. Yeah, these are neck and neck as well. So we've got some really, really intense battles developing to their conclusion as we get, just over about 4 laps remaining now.
Fraser's just not letting this one go without a fight.
Oh, Cam's done really well to sort of stave off the sort of pressure that's been put on him by NGR Fraser.
And the gap between Edu and NXTGEN has now dropped to about 2 seconds. And we've got about 4 laps left to go. Well, yeah, about 4 laps left to go now. Oh, NXTGEN has caught up to Edu here as well.
Let's go back to 3 seconds there. Oh, that's Scooby. Again, another battle going on.
Scooby going to try and go around the outside here. Don't think he's going to have the drive to do it. NXTGEN still got the drive. Here we go, side by side down credit curves. Now Scooby's on the better line for this. No, Jim slips, but slips back in. Slips being the literal term for it as well. Scooby's got a good run here. This is where Scooby and Fraser had the coming together before, so that'll be playing on Scooby's mind. He's going to get past here though. Elbows out. Scooby means business tonight. And he gets in front. Jim gets a little bit sideways. Keeps it going though. Scott McFall behind him now as well. Ayatelton still not too far in the distance.
That was a nice little battle, nice little pass by Scooby as well. He did well there. And again, back at the front for the battle for second. 2.1 seconds behind Amiga. So again, race not sort of decided yet.
No, Fraser just can't seem to find the way away past Cam. Wherever he goes, Cam's just got it covered.
Yeah. Like their pace is pretty much neck and neck, so it's going to come down to a mistake by even one of them to decide the outcome here. But again, superb racing by all of them.
There's 2.5 laps left to do what needs to be done. That gap has shrunk a little bit to Amiga. Not much. I mean, that must be spurring Cam as well. He's still got Amiga in his sights. You can still see the tail lights of Amiga. That'll be pushing him on. He has brought the gap down a little bit here as well. I don't know, it's a hell of a mountain for Cam to climb to get up to Amiga and then get past him.
Yeah. So, penultimate lap. Amiga's been uber consistent, as you say. Don't think he's put a foot wrong by the looks of things.
A butt foot?
A butt foot.
Oh, there's Cam getting sideways through the old hairpin. Managed to keep it going though.
Right.
He has put a little bit of distance between him and Fraser. Saying that, Fraser's right back on him now. It's now in this point in the race where no driver wants to make a mistake. They don't want it to be that story of what could have been this far into the race now. Who would you say your driver of the race has been, James?
Well, it's got to be Amiga if he comes out and sees through to the win, because in these conditions and just to sort of dominate that from start to finish, great race, great driving. I mean, Cam would be a close second just because of the battle he's had with Fraser right the way throughout the race.
I would have to go with Fraser simply because he had those 2 offs where he's had contact with someone else. He's been forced off and he's still managed to. I'd say he'd go third. I thought he was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's you know, it's just the opinion. Fraser has done excellent to recover, and Looks like he's going to secure the podium finish as a result.
NGR Taylor just in the comments there. Evening, NXTGEN. Evening, mate. Hope you're enjoying the racing. But yeah, I would say my driver of the race has to be Fraser. Just, I mean, he's finished third. He had a couple of off moments where could have easily ended his race or put him right down the field anyway. And he's really stuck with Cam throughout the race.
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
But 1.5 seconds. Last corner for Amiga. Nice and easy. He'll just.
It is to lose now.
The car through. No need to push.
Lights flashing.
Flashing the lights.
Look at the pit crew on the pit wall going absolutely insane. Oh, there's no one there. And he finishes with a nice smash into the wall.
Why not? Tries to donut it, realises it can't.
Flash the lights there from everyone as they pass over the line. Well done to Ayatel. That was a great race from him tonight. He'll be very pleased with that. Gets sideways as well. Over the line. As Edu stopped on the track.
Yeah. Oh, I finished the race. Let's wreck it.
So Shadow Stalker 10th. That's a good position for him, to be fair. He'll be pleased with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good position for Shadow Stalker, to be fair. Little flash of lights there from him. Shot Shaft in 11th. RDJ 124 12th.
Got two debutants. Not too bad.
But great racing from everyone tonight. That was a difficult, opening round as well. Everyone's, wants to make an impression as well. Having a wet track, it makes it that bit more difficult. But well done to NGR Amiga for taking the win. And there is confirmed finishing there as well. So Fraser did get third. Edu and Fraser 1 second penalty. But there's Scooby, well done to him, 5th. Oris Jim 6th. Sorry,
Scott McPaulson. Best laps off everyone though.
Best lap 120. Yeah, very very similar, wasn't it?
Right the way through the field, so it's almost as if everyone's.
So that's Scoob. I think it was. Ayatel. Yeah. Oh no, he was a 121, I think. So yeah, I think Scooby got the best lap of the race. So well done to him for that.
It was a 120.06. Yeah. Yeah, not bad.
So that does bring round 1 of the Clio Cup, sponsored by Max Coats, to a close. Thank you very much for watching.
Climax.
Yeah, again, can't congratulate everyone enough for that. That was exceptional racing. And we do return next Saturday at 8:30 for round 2. So join us for that then. Is it Long Beach next week?
Long Beach, so hopefully the weather.
Yeah, so should be a dry race, but saying that, we've raced in Dubai with thunderstorms before, so see how that goes. But do join us next week. So coming from Long Beach, so we're going over to America for next week's round. Thank you very much, James, for commentating with myself with me.
No problem at all. Track and racing, enjoyed that.
And if you are new to the channel tonight, obviously do subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications when we go live as well. And we'll catch you next time for more Project Cars 2 and Clio Cup action. See you later, everyone.